This year, don't miss the Newcastle Zim Golf Tournament at the New Begin Golf Club on the beautiful Northumberland coast. The cost is only £50 per person. Please register today via our Facebook page or go straight to Eventbrite and search for Newcastle Zimbabwe Golf Tournament.
After the golf, join us for a lovely family dinner at our Black Tie Awards ceremony where we've got lots and lots of prizes to be won. You don't want to miss this.
For all other inquiries, please call 079 8625 1952 or 074 5506 1196 today.
Make the whole world know about your business. Advertise with Zimnet Radio. Email marketing@zimnetradio.com.
Ladies and gentlemen,
Welcome.
you are listening to DJ Sodza live on Zimnet Radio.
Join DJ Sodza and his informative team live every Thursday at 9 p.m. UK time, discussing Zimbabwean politics.
You're listening to Zimbabwe's finest radio station, broadcasting worldwide. Zimnet Radio, the people's choice.
Right, Zimbabwe, thank you so much for tuning in to Zimnet Radio. This is a Thursday, this is the Men's Corner Show. My name is DJ Sodza, broadcasting live from UK to Kunokuhamba side. Right, I hope kuti mune utano hwakanaka muri Zimbabwe kwamukutera muri, and that you're looking forward to weekend coming up, and also I know that everyone is all eyes on Zimbabwe, on what's going on there. Right, anyway, before I start, for some of you who were not here last week, myself, imimi neni pedu tatandara zvambokwana for now, and we will call it a day between yourself and myself today. Who knows, maybe next week someone will come and say, I want to take on the show and I want to do it, and the show will be here. But as of now, nobody has come up and tell me that someone is going to take over. So you might come here on Thursday next week and the show is not there. Don't be alarmed. It's just because myself, I will not be here. Now, that aside, we've got serious issues we want to talk about today. In fact, I've got a lot of issues. So I'm going to ask Kana Muriko Kumba, if you're out there and you want to participate as well, please do so. you can participate. You can write a message per Skype if you've got our Skype, if you are our friend on Skype. Or if you are not our friend on Skype and you just want to send me a quick message, please do so on the WhatsApp. The WhatsApp number is 0798 4455349. That's 0798 4455349. Send a message there and I will share with everyone here. Now, there's 3 issues basically I want to talk about. Number 1, I want to talk about what is the situation with Nelson Chamisa and his lawyers and MDC Alliance. Have they submitted their papers? They said they're going to court with their V11 to show the evidence that they actually won the presidential vote. I don't know what's happening with that, because someone was whispering in my ear that there's a deadline to it, that if that deadline comes, then the court will not accept these forms. Now, like I say, this was just a whisper in my ear, so I don't know whether there's a deadline to it or not, right? Now, if there's a deadline to it, when is the deadline, right? Because I don't know, time is running out, isn't it? That is the first, the other issue I want to talk about. The second issue, I want to talk nyaya yatirikunzwa kuti Donald Trump and America has now said they are putting more sanctions on Zimbabwe because clearly I don't think they feel that there is a new dispensation there in Zimbabwe. So I don't know what you think about that. These sanctions, are they going to hammer on people like Mnangagwa and Chiwenga? These are people with lots of money. What about for you and me, the civilians? Are we the one going to suffer because of this? That's another issue. Then another issue, it's been on the news all along. Nyaya Tendai Biti trying to cross over to go to Zambia. Now, this is a guy who came out and said he's going to die in Zimbabwe, right? He's going to die in Zimbabwe. If it means dying, he's going to die in Zimbabwe. Not so long ago. Now, this is a guy who is now running away from Zimbabwe to go to Zambia to seek asylum there. Now, someone was whispering in my ear, DJ, remember, this is the same Tendai Biti who went to Zambia to support an opposition leader there. Achituka lungu arikukuti arikuita Chimugabe and all that. And really, could we have gone somewhere, Tendai? Really, would you go to Zambia with that kind of relationship with the president there? Now we are told that they tried to arrest him at the border post, the CIOs. They couldn't manage it. Biti went into Zambia. He claimed asylum. Shikanza hakuna asylum. You have got no danger at all in Zimbabwe. He was put on the next bus or whatever back to Zimbabwe, and he was in Zimbabwe today, straight into court, right? He's charged with 2 cases, I'm told. Number 1, announcing the results before ZEC has announced it, which is apparently breaking the law in Zimbabwe. Number 2, apparently he is the one who organized and orchestrated the demonstration which led to 7 people shot dead in the streets of Harare. So the blame is on him, Tendai Biti. This is what he is charged with. Then suddenly, Manerano Tunzwakuti, Vamunangagwa has intervened, apparently. He himself said he has intervened and ordered the court to grant Tendai Biti bail. Who is Mnangagwa to grant Tendai Biti bail, right? So what's the purpose of having courts in Zimbabwe if Mnangagwa can determine who should be bailed, who should not be bailed, who should be arrested, who shouldn't be arrested? Now, do we need any court? Do we need a policeman there? If you can do it from the comfort of your home, Mr. E.D. Mnangagwa. I don't know. Those are the issues we want to talk about. Sekuru, welcome to the show.
Mamiro akanakisisa vana Zimbabwe. This is the final show with muzukuru wangu. It's a sad day. But ndichamupersuada zvangu adzoke.
Aha, Sekuru, you know, all these years we always put a bet about football. Tomorrow, the new season is gonna start. I know you've got your team that you think is gonna win. If Sekuru, you were a betting man, if I was betting with you this time, I was gonna put my head on the line and say Liverpool are going to do it out of all the odds here. Which team would you have gone for this year, Sekuru?
Snip.
Arsenal, okay, but we are not putting a bet, Sekuru, so thank you so much.
I'm still putting my money where my mouth is.
Ayo, pakanaka Sekuru. Right, Mukoma Wilbert, welcome to the show.
Hello, good evening, everybody. Good evening, everybody. Good evening, fellow Zimbabweans, wherever you are in the world. Well, I'm actually disappointed to hear that this could well be the last show. We're getting to look forward to Thursday. I hope, Sekuru, you will persuade them to stay.
Right. Thank you so much. Sally, welcome to the show there. Hope you are well there in South Africa there.
No, I'm not well. Okay, I'm in a mood.
Okay.
Good evening, Zimbabweans. Good evening, Rosie. Good evening, Wilbert. Good evening, my Sekuru. And I don't know who else is there.
All right. One with they are still coming. Thank you so much. Teteros, welcome to the show. How is America there?
Hi, DJ. How are you? I'm good. How are you?
Yeah,
Everybody else?
Not bad at all. Thank you very much.
Doing well.
Thank you. Now, I'm told here Chief Sose is around, and he said he'll be about 10 minutes. And Komatishi is saying it's about 15 minutes. So, they will catch us in there. They will join us later on.
Typical Zimbabwean men.
Yeah.
It's such an important show, and they can't even be on time.
Yeah.
Oh, when I hear. They didn't tell them it was about 6. They would have all come running.
They've been delayed by their women.
Nah.
Seguro, you're in top form today, earlier. Right. Okay. Now, let's start. Where do we start? Let me start. Seguro, you probably might know all this. Where are we with the court papers concerning the MDC alliance? Have you got any information about that?
Kuzangu ndikokuti case yanzi yafairiwa nhasi ndo yanga iri last day today.
Sekuru, mungada kutsanangudzira vateereri kana muchiti ndo yanga iri last day, because I was not aware of it, but someone whispered in my ear that, you know what, Sodza, if they are not careful, they are going to be told that it is too late to submit these papers. Can you maybe explain to our listeners, when you say today was the last day, what last day?
Pamutemo wedu wokusarudzana mapresident nema-MP kana pane dispute inenge yaibva muelection mune 7 days kubva musi waannouncewa zuva racho wahwina wacho, 7 working days to challenge the outcome yaannouncwa neSEC in court. And kana maita challenge yacho kubva musi wamunoita challenge iwoyo, the court has got 14 working days in which to finalize the court challenge. If the court challenge has been finalized in 14 days, kana area president within 48 hours, within 48 hours after the court pronounces that inauguration inofana kuitwa.
Sekuru, you're telling me that so that's why Mnangagwa cannot be inaugurated because of this hoo-ha coming from the MDC alliance.
Vanga vakamirira kuona kuti paitwa challenge here because pane 7 days grace period yacho. saka zvayaitwa vamirira 14 days kuti ipere. Kana 14 days ikapera yapera isina kupera yatoora. Saka vari kukomplaina vanofana kuprosecute nyaya yavo within 14 days kuti ive fine now. Zvinoreva izvo kuti sezvo varivo vakomplaina umbo hwavo hwese hwofana kunge huri in order by now kuitira kuti koti ichitanga kuita city maybe in the next, because vachapawo mazuva maviri kana matatu okuresponda vana Munangagwa vana Chigumba sorry nana Munangagwa vacho nevarikahwina vacho vanonzi vakahwina vasina kuhwina vanonzi vakabiridzira kana kuti vakabirwa. Saka zvoreva izvo kana pakanzi kana kesi yapinda ichiti Chamisa and others handiti zvotoreva kuti nevaya vakati and others vari kuti takaribirirwa naChamisa takabirirwa tiri tese naChamisa inofana kutopera yese nevanhu vacho ivavo within that 14 days period.
Aiwa, Sekuru, thank you so much for explaining that to our listeners. So, from your understanding, the papers have been filed today, and this was the last day that they could have put these papers in.
Nhasi kwanga kuna ana advocate Dali Mpofu woku South Africa uya. Vamwe vakawanda nevamwe vakabva kune dzimwe nyika vakawanda vachimirira Chamisa.
Okay. All right. So I think Zimbabwe has been answered for some of you who didn't know what's going on with this challenge, court challenge, and also the time scale of when people can challenge, and also looking forward to the inauguration and all that. Thank you so much, Sekuru, for clarifying that. But before I do that, let me also welcome Chief Sodza there. Chief Sodza, welcome to the show.
Makadi DJ, Makadi Muri Zimbabwe, Makadi vamwe vari pachirungwa.
Makafamba zvakanaka here kuZimbabwe?
Aiwa, takafamba zvakanaka. Totenda Mwari nenyasha.
Saka ndoko wakanotenga sutu here mudzukuru? Ndikonaka wakapfeka sutu apa.
Gara iripo sutu Sekuru, maionei. Yanga iri sutu yainauguration Sekuru.
Pakaiva. All right. Thank you so much, Chief Sodza. We tried to get hold of you whilst you were in Zimbabwe there, and we were getting worried actually with the shootings that happened. I thought you were still there, and I was messaging Tete Rosie to try and find out if you were right there, but then she came back to me and said, "Could you absolutely fine?"
Aiwa. Takatotendeudza mota takutopinda mukati madzo chaimo tienda ku-CSU tikaona vanhu vari kutouya vigurumwandira, masoja ari kutera, mapurisa ari kutera, tikatoita U10 kutotanga kutomhanya chaiko nemota tikatonomira nechekumberi. Fortunately enough takapfeka regalia, saka takangodaiwo vanhu vaona red heart, tikaona vanhu vakusimudza maoko vatangopfuura.
Aiwa, tinotenda chose, but since tisina kuzoona mukana wekutaura nemini nyaya yacho iyoyo, otherwise ma-elections akaitwa zvakanaka, you casted your votes quite nicely, and there was no reason for you to doubt the proceedings there.
I mean, obviously, the funny I casted my vote very well, but of course, there were things that were happening, maybe not in my area, but in other areas. In Sodza, where I voted, there were issues to do with maybe welfare of the agents, who were manning the polling station. It was unfortunate that the MPs for Alliance, the councillors they could not provide the food for their own people. You know, when I got there, they were just complaining about hunger, and the little that they had eaten had been given by the MP for ZANU-PF. So you can even see now from there, you know, what could have happened. So I ended up, you know, spending the whole day running around providing food for, you know, most of the polling stations there. And I was also not selective. I was just giving food to everyone who was there, including the ZANU-PF people and the police officers, you know. But the implications now of us as MDC Alliance failing to provide for our polling agents, you know, it was very noticeable, because, you know, just food could, determine the fate of an election somehow. You know, of course, we wouldn't want that to happen, but people were complaining that we have been here since morning, and now it's afternoon, we haven't eaten anything, you know. And then I was also supporting one or two, you know, candidates one was in Harare, the other one was in Mount Darwin. I made sure that I provided food for their polling agents. When I was in Sodza, the other guy called me in Mount Darwin telling me that, Chief, you have to send us money here for fuel. And I was like, what fuel for what? We have to go to Mount Darwin Center and look for polling agents. The ones that were here, they've been harassed and chased away from the polling station. Then I was like, how could that happen? What about the police? At every polling station, they're supposed to be police officers. Then he was like, they've been chased in the presence of the police officers. Well, these people were from the Mount Darwin area. And I think it was a mistake for them to take people from that area, because those people were just threatened. They were just told, if you remain here, we are going to burn down your houses. We are going to come after you, you know, immediately after the elections. And they all just deserted the polling station. So this young man was left with no one. So I had to put money in his phone, and then he had to rush to Mount Darwin Center to get neutral people who were not from that particular area, you know, who were willing to, you know, just go and do it. By the time he came back, you know, you never know what could have happened. So you know, it was very sad, you know. But this happened.
Right. Okay.
And obviously, it's just a drop in an ocean. We could have had situations like that throughout Mount Darwin.
Wow. Okay. Aiwa, thank you so much, Chief, on that. We'll come back to you in a minute. Regarding chingamidzo Mkomatichi varungotibata. Mkomatichi maswera sei? Mkomatichi mulipo here?
Ndaswera Mkomasadza, mute yenyu inombokanganisa.
Right, inombokanganisa. Asi mambo
akaida kutanga waterera kuti jaya iri kufamba sei ozotaura
something chiri kuitika paTV ndopandavhunduka ndabetwest.
Ndikati pamwe sekuru vakakutumira a lot of beers there, so you've been drinking all day.
Koteregedzere
now Mkomatichi namwe umwe irambirwe sadza. Right, Mkomatichi, sekuru watitsanangudzira nyaya ye court proceedings that MDC Alliance is taking, and the due date was today and they filed it, so that's it done. We don't really want to dwell on that because tinenyaya dzakawanda dzatinotaura nadzo. But I don't know if you want to kick on nyaya yatenda ibiti. The whole story is just gripped everybody. But I must be honest with you. In Inahangu, one thing that has puzzled me, whether it's true or not, is that Mnangagwa has intervened to say it should be bailed out. Has he got a mandate to do that?
I think we would be naive to say he doesn't have.
Right.
Because, for starters, Mnangagwa has been a very long-serving Minister of Justice. and before that, Minister of Justice and Parliamentary Affairs. The only other people that held that position for a length of time were Mr. Edson Jobo and Mr. Patrick Chinamasa. But you will find that Chinamasa presided over the forced resignation of the former judges. And then we had all our judges appointed when Natumbichela became the Chief Justice. And thereafter, of course, obviously, he was succeeded by Chief Kausi. Now, if I understand, what I'm trying to get to is that when Munanga got became Minister of Justice, he also presided over the forced resignation of those that were deemed to be sympathetic to white farmers who were contesting the land acquisitions. If you look at people like Benjamin Parada, they ended up leaving the judicial system altogether to go abroad. Others went to Namibia, others went to Botswana, including Anamtambaneng and others. Some came back later, but most are still out there working in other jurisdictions. This happened now under Mnanga. Now what you'll understand is that any appointments thereafter, Mnangagwa had a major say in who got appointed, including the likes of Priscilla Chiku. Now, if you understand very well, you'll understand right now that Zimbabwe is being run at the top echelons by the Midlands cabal. You know, July Moyo, his brothers, the other one is head of the Air Force, the other one is the head of the Central Intelligence Organization. Himself, July Moyo, is the senior minister, top advisor to Mnangagwa. Mnangagwa himself being a Midlands. Chief Justice Malaba is also from Midlands. All these boys have got one thing in common. They are ex-Dia mission, and they all are either related or children of people that went through the nationalism of Garfield Todd, the rebellious former Prime Minister of the Federation of Rhodesia and Nyasaland. He ran an educational program for nationalists, including Robert Ngabetot's here, Joshua Nkomo as well. So there's a whole shebang of a cover that are steeped in the history of the Midlands missionary schools now running the government, including the Chief Secretary to the Cabinet, Dr. Isaiah Spanda, his deputy, Dr. Zugula, and so on. So you will find that the commander of the Defense Forces, Valerio Spanda, Minister of Foreign Affairs, S.B. Moyo. This is a whole cabal that are actually blood relatives. So you were talking about a dynasty about Mugabe, forget that. It's a non-issue. Now, if you take it further, you will then realize that the current Minister of Justice, Ziambi, whose wife is also the Deputy Prosecutor General, who has seen 2 Prosecutor Generals fired because he wants that position and they'd like to give it to her. But it's just so difficult to give it to her. But I wouldn't be surprised now if Ray Goba, who has now been suspended after Tomana was fired, is forced to resign or is found guilty by the commission that they put together, and Florence Ziambi becomes the Prosecutor General. That any cases of corruption that you guys are thinking should go before the judiciary, as long as they include Lacoste, forget. Any cases like we have right now that are going to the Concord, headed by Justice Malaba. If you want to take time, go and look at the videos of how Justice Malaba was appointed Chief Justice of State House. You'll see how enthusiastic and body they were with Mnangagwa. You look at the inauguration when Chief Justice was presiding, it was like he's doing it with his own brother, which literally it is. So at the end of the day, you then have a situation of the Mashingo Kaba in terms of my prosecutors and senior officials of the Ministry of Justice itself. So you now have a complete regional network that is running the justice system. I know a lot of people will not like me saying it straight out, but that's the way I am. I always say it straight out. So Justice Malaba and the crew are going to have a very difficult situation in the adjudication of this case for the simple reason that they are captured. Now, you've got the Deputy Chief Justice, Mr. Paddington Gar, who is a really and you know that even when Mugabe wanted Tsvangirai convicted, espionage and height, Justice Gar simply said, you don't have enough evidence beyond a reasonable doubt. There is no case, and dismissed the case. So right now, that's the dissenting voice that you hope in the Concord will hear that. The other people that you will have to think about is people like Justice Makamau. Whatever she will put, if she puts 4, it will be like she's protecting the opposition. If she goes against it, will be like she's bitter because she was fired or forced to resign from being the head of ZEC. Now, the situation really is MDC has successfully internationalized the issue. The world is watching. And for them to be clever enough to bring foreign lawyers that are not beholden, that can't be intimidated after the case is finished, or that can't be reported to law society, or harassed, or undermined, is a master stroke. So people like Taban Mpofu, whilst they are the experts locally, they will have the front of these foreigners running, and they will have the protection that these people are not being harassed for doing their job. You see, that's why BT has not been detained. It's not out of the graciousness of Mr. Mnangagwa. It's simply that MD successfully lobbied for international attention and for a telescopic view or microscopic view on Zimbabwe. So everything was trending, every news website had the BT story. And right now, when the drama of this hearing starts, everyone will be focusing on it. The problem we have is that the coup, the African Union and the Southern African Development Community, organ Troika, sat down to discuss and were intimidated by little nobodies like Stephen Liswa. Went there and said, hey, I'm an MP, you can't be talking about Zimbabwe, we are going through a transition. And they pulled their tails and hoped for the best. Right now, they can't abandon Mnangagwa after allowing that. So they are going to try and come to his inauguration, hoping the Zimbabwe problem can go away. The truth of it is that it's much easier to suppress Chamisa, because at the moment Chamisa is still a nobody, than to go against Mnangagwa and the whole military machinery behind him that was able to actually topple the top African icon, the last of the old school nationalists of coming Robert Mugabe. So it's easier for our neighbors, not because of their conviction, not because Chamisa does not have a case. It's much easier for them to simply say, oh well, elections are always complain. But the truth of the matter, most of the regional governments at the moment are beholden to Britain, and they're trying to come for the Brexit, Commonwealth reattachment of itself to its former colony, and Rhodesia is the crown jewel. They are not going to let Rhodesia go away, because even during the war, it remained a crown jewel. American, British companies, Rio Tinto, Anglo-American, you name them. They were all there in Zimbabwe running everything, including estate agents. And then obviously the land barons were actually the lords in the true sense. I mean, literally, the farms that a lot of white farmers are crying about. Some of them didn't own them. They were just managers for trust-owned companies. So the lords create like a family trust, and that family trust would hold the shares. So you'd never see the owner. All you see is the Rhodesian settler who is there on the land and decides to be the owner of the farm. Most of them were not. They were managers. You see, so this is what you don't understand in the geopolitical aspect of the land reform. It's why the war of land is about Zimbabwe versus Britain on Mugabe versus Britain. Because of the reality of it, literally, they owned the land through the keys of the United Kingdom. It's why the House of Lords, more than any other parliament in the world, will discuss the Zimbabwe issue all the time. It's why even right now in the Commons, that issue will always come. They are watching, they're trying to incubate ZANU-PF so that they go back to their pre-independence agreement in 1979 at Lancaster House, where ZANU-PF and the Conservatives, which are now in power again in Britain, had an agreement about piecemeal reclamation of the land for the first 10 years. And this is where we are headed, where the Rhodesians will go back into the name of law, and then the British will say, we will fund it piecemeal. So the Rhodesians, instead of applying as Zimbabweans for land as they would do, they are actually being put back where they were. So where is the land reform? Because if you are saying, okay, let bygones be bygones, let the Rhodesians apply and be allocated elsewhere, just like everyone else. Why are they going back to the land that we consider was taken away from our ancestors through a bloodshed that is incredible to even talk about right now? You know, this is the history of Zimbabwe that right now ZANU-PF is abandoned for political expedience of power retention. So this is the issue that we have. So if we understand that, we will understand why Biti was let go and why Mnangagwa wants to append himself to the process, because the world is watching. It's a good thing that Biti right now should be considered a hero, because he put them on the spotlight in the negative sense that they really are. And right now they're trying to establish that even if you anger, actors that the world is watching. Anything happens, anyone gets killed, everyone is watching. He has labeled them. So as it is right now, it is shameless for Mnangagwa to tweet that I have done this to let this go. Or in what grounds? He is simply saying what I explained to you. He owns the child. He's owned it for a very long time, even under Mugabe. It's only a pity that Tomana actually put himself in a difficult situation when he did not prosecute that request for children. I think that was the biggest mistake he made. Otherwise, he was getting away with not prosecuting a lot of other criminals. People like Kid Gusha, who used to be known as Derek Piri, running Derek Motors, stolen cars and all that. Everyone knows that they've gone and done a notarial deed and changed their names, and now they're taking peace. You've got even people like that Mazoe guy, who was in America for millions of dollars fraud against the tax system in America, went to jail, was released, came back, joined ZANU-PF, and he's won his position through fraud. He's now a member of parliament for myself. You see, so you can see that's why even Neil was so sure that he's not going to go to jail. I believe his appeal has already gone through that. He processes his appeal from home.
All right. Hey, Mkomatish, that is a lot of information that you've, given us there. I was listening very attentively to it. Thank you so much. And I hope people that are listening out there, you have taken one or two on that. This was your Mkoma Wilbert.
Hello, sir.
Yeah, Mkoma Wilbert, I want to hear your 2 cents on what really happened to Tendai Biti here, because I don't know if it was 2 weeks ago when he was saying that he will die in Zimbabwe, he's not gonna go anywhere, only to go to Zambia to claim asylum there. Was this, I don't know, what did you make of it, Imimko?
I think it's most unfortunate that we have got politicians who do this all the time. They stir up a lot of emotions, and then when the situation gets bad, they disappear. if you look at what happened on the 1st of August, a lot of the people who were involved, they were reported that some of them had definitely been at Harvest House, and when all the fracas started, apparently there was not even one MDC leader who seemed to be involved or trying to tell them that they should not be involved in violence, because that is exactly what ZANU-PF wanted. And it's most unfortunate that a lot of other people, who some of them were not even part of the demonstrations, ended up being killed. And I think people like Tendai Biti have got to accept that when you start saying we are going to make Zimbabwe ungovernable, you are inciting violence, and you are, per se, there are a lot of people there would have been very angry that the elections were once again rigged. And I would have been equally frustrated as well. And when you hear we are going to make the country ungovernable, you're likely to fall for that sort of thing. We think, well, making the country ungovernable means you are going to start rioting. And they would have gone into town with that in mind. And MDC leaders should take responsibility for that. And they should have been telling people, we don't want any violence. We don't want any. If you're going to have it, it must be peaceful. Particularly at times like this, because that is when ZANU-PF would want an excuse to descend on you with a sledgehammer. This is exactly what they've done. And they're going to use this now to extend their sort of curfew now, de facto curfew that they've got now. And that is most unfortunate. And I think people like Tendai Biti to say, well, his life was in danger. So why, and I agree with what you're saying, why was he saying we are going to defend this with our own lives? We are going to make Zimbabwe ungovernable. When you know when the going gets tough, you disappear. You know, I maintain my position, and I think a lot of other people have said the same thing. We should have not gone into these elections without implementing the reforms that will take away all these excessive powers that ZANU-PF has. That takes away the control of ZANU-PF over ZEC, allowing them to rig the elections. Because as long as that power is still there, we'll end up back where we are today. And that is most unfortunate. And I think most people are really disappointed that nothing has changed. And I think in this particular case, in the coming few months, the truth will even dawn even more when people realize that the economic recovery they thought was coming is not coming. If you read Western media coverage of these elections, you can see already the decision has been made. The international investors, the lenders, IMF and so forth, have come to the conclusion that ZANU-PF is the same pariah state that we had during Mugabe's time. And no investor is coming to invest in a country whose only hope of changing regime is through another military coup or violent street protest. Nobody. And so the economy is picking up, and that is going to make a lot of people even more angry, and there's going to be even more disturbance in the future, and more unrest, and more social suffering. And people like Tendai Biti should take responsibility for it.
All right. Thank you so much. Teterosi, can I come to you then?
Yes.
Yes, you've been following the story, and you are on my WhatsApp, and you've been sending me messages, and you were very concerned actually about the well-being of Tendai Biti. Are you happy now that he's been bailed?
Well, no, because I'm not. The Zimbabwean situation will never make me happy, because it's not just Tendai Biti. There's also a lot of people people who will never even know what they were subjected to. So the Zimbabwean situation, is not anything that anyone can even rejoice about. There's nothing to rejoice about. My conclusion here, Zimbabwe, is that I think at some point, even the international community is going to have to understand that Zimbabwe does not have a government, because in their eyes, I feel like they feel like, oh, Zimbabwe has a broken government that maybe if we fix this and this, it will work. You don't have a government. You have a mafia, organized crime syndicate running the country. It's not a government. You can't fix something that is not there. At some point, we're all going to have to come to that harsh reality. You know what? This is really where we are. We really don't have we don't have a credible government. We haven't had a credible government in a very long time. BT, though, for me, the whole situation, yeah, BT, when I think about it in hindsight, when I think about everything that's occurred in hindsight, I think Tendai BT is a hero, man. Because he has managed to put a spotlight and make the Zimbabwean situation international. He even managed to rope in Zambia. Zambia, I'm not even realizing if it's being played. Because I asked myself, the man couldn't have gone to an embassy in Zimbabwe and walked in and said, my life is in danger. There was enough evidence. They were shooting his car, they surrounded his mom's house, they did a lot of things. And even Sibusisi Moyo was there on television saying, we're looking for Tendai. He's a wanted man. He has this junta government behaving exactly how we expect a junta government to behave. All the pretenses of we're changed, we're a new dispensation, we're gone. They were just reacting. And like the thugs they are, they just reacted like thugs. They didn't need to go and sprint after BT, going to the border to pick him up, running to abduct him back from Zambia into Zimbabwe. They could have just ignored him and let him cry. It would have been less attention if they just ignored him and said, why is he even running away? He's safe here. They shouldn't even issued a warrant for arrest for him. But BT, I suspect, knew how these guys would react. They always go back to their default settings. It does not fail. And the international community, if you looked at how things were going, the international community, Yameta and Zimbabwe, they were ready to endorse these people and go along with it, because they were hoping that if this fixer up, we can fix it, we can get on with it. But what Tendai Biti has done is he has totally rolled back any progress they had made. Hakusisina. Zigera was signed in. That was already approved before, but they signed in today. You have the State Department issuing strong statements. They actually say they're looking at how they can actually remove some of the aid from Zambia. They're taking this very seriously. You have every organization. The UK, which was supporting this junta government, has been thoroughly embarrassed. Online, that lady who's the ambassador in Zimbabwe, whatever Colonel Lane or whatever. If you see the insult that woman is getting, she would got all kinds of racism. You really thought this was what was good enough for black people. This is why you're supporting this killer. You're a hypocrite. The woman has been told every truth that can possibly be told. And the UK has been thoroughly embarrassed. And to make matters worse, Junta would just keep getting my own goal. You have to let me to go to court to get bail, and the president comes out and says, hey, guess what? I was part of this. I made sure he got out. So he's actually saying, I'm in control of the judiciary. Telling the world, there is no free judiciary. What I say goes right before a major court case about elections.
That is to be honest,
is the ultimate hero in all of this.
Yeah, to be honest, Teteros, that's what came to my mind to say, right? You are saying that you have informed the judiciary to let Tendai it go and have bail and all the rest of it. So you can just tell the, I mean, you can tell the judiciary whatever you want, isn't it, basically?
Yes, he's actually, what he has done is he's confirmed state capture. What opposition has been complaining about, everything that opposition has been complaining about, the junta confirmed this week. And then all the terrorism, now you find the international community, human rights, they said we have, when I last read their report, they said we had confirmed 157 cases of people who've been terrorized, houses have been burned, have been attacked in the middle of the night. You know, you have pictures, gory pictures of things coming out. You have people going to CSU in their numbers. You can see all these things.
All right.
And then on top of it, you take this person who, it is known, I mean, the Western world has always admired BT, especially in the United States. They admire him for what he did when he was finance minister. So this is not a person who you just, you know, you know, what they did, this brought so much spotlight on a glaring spotlight on who they are, because they went back to their default settings, you know, and the more, you know, the more they felt cornered, the more they did. Was it necessary for them to go to Zambia and abduct him? You know, I don't even think he was abducted, but it was staged like an abduction, or Zambia, you know, which is the international community is going to say you've done A, B, C, and D. So now it's, we have, you know, you were abducted back by military police, and then on the way, you attacked his lawyers, slashed their tires, beat them up. Is that normal?
Right. Okay.
Is that normal?
No, it's not. All right.
This stuff up.
Okay, Tete Rosie. Thank you so much. Tinoa changu tupata hapo Wamatangira. Long time no see, Wamatangira. Welcome.
Thank you very much for welcoming me. How are you? Darerose?
No, Pakanaka. I mean, it's good to have you here. Where have you been?
Yeah, just been trying to find out who is going to rig and who is going to do this and that, and making sure they don't do it.
Now you've called. What's your 2 cents today?
Not really. I've been trying to get you on tune in so that I could tune in, but looks like no luck. So eventually I finally landed here. So yeah, I'll just listen in and hear what you guys have to say.
Right. You're telling me that all these years you just listen through tune in, but today radio is down on tune in. Is that what you're telling me?
Yes, otherwise I tried hard, couldn't get anywhere. Tune in, streamer, anywhere else. But at least in many years, I've got a bit of time today, so I ended up just logging in.
That's very interesting. Have you got an app called Simple Radio?
No, I didn't want to go through apps, so normally I'll just tune in through just a normal browser. So tune in, then you just figure out Zimnet, so it just comes off straight away. Okay. Then today I tried even to go through Streamer or any other, so I was trying to put in an app.
Right.
But otherwise, yeah, finally I'm here.
Okay, all right, thank you so much. Sally, let me come to you there in South Africa. You've been witnessing the drama that has been happening. And I saw the other day you was posting on YouTube as well, Tendai Iti's lawyer explaining what had happened at the border post there, and he was quite good actually. I think he was talking to some SABC reporter there, and he said quite, you know, some valid points about that Zambia has got the, they need to protect him, they need to go through his application and all the rest of it. But anyway, what did you make of all this, Sally, from your point of view?
You know, I don't know, maybe I've just been around Zim politics too long. Nothing shocks me, nothing impresses me. It's just like, hey, it's another day at the shop, okay? And all this getting excited about the international community is doing this and the international community is doing that. All they're doing is giving people a slap on the wrist, okay? 6 to 8 months time, it's all forgotten, and those that want to deal with Mnangagwa will deal with Mnangagwa. There we are. And already, all the cowboys, okay, all Mnangagwa's international mafia are going to strip Zimbabwe clean. It's going to keep on limping along. It might get just a hair's breadth better, okay? But that's as far as it's going to go, because the people that are going to be involved are going to be the most underhand, double-dealing, whatever you want to call them, okay? And they go from the hobnobs in the UK to the most wanted criminals. And they're all there, they're going to be dealing there. You know, this is the sad fact, okay? The international community is getting tired of Zimbabwe. It's getting really tired because the international community gets all excited and they get behind Zimbabwe and they're ready to help them and everything, and then it goes flat, and it just goes flat. Then you have lone souls crying this and crying that, and it's, you know, it's got to the stage where, hey, it's just another day in ZANU-PF business. The only difference in this whole thing, okay, is that the killer of Baghdad is now in the throne. That's the only difference. The guy that was, I still say it, streets in a street way, but the evil power behind Mugabe was Mnangagwa for 30 whatever years, okay? And there, the guy is there. MDC had a chance, okay, to hold the guy's feet on the fire. Yeah, we saw what happened. Everybody thinks Chamisa, I keep on wanting to call him Chinamasa. Okay. Chamisa is this savior now. No, he's not. He's out to get what he can for himself, and that's it. I will never ever forgive him, and there are two things that I'll never forgive him for. One, for what he did to Changarai, and the second one was standing before the international community and denying his supporters. That to me, I'm old school. That to me means everything. Everything. When you distance yourself from the people who are there trying to get you into the leadership position, and you deny them. So look, I don't see any glory or any whatever you call it, okay, in any of them that's going on there. I'm too old. I've seen too much. I've been through too much. When you listen to Titch, then you know, okay? And I've been in Titch school for 15, 16 years. Okay, and I'm sorry. There's no excitement for me. Mnangagwa can stand up. Yes, he made a public fool of himself, okay, and telling the international community now that he's in an indirect way, okay, that he controls everything in Zimbabwe. Well, come on, people, if you didn't know that already, I don't know where you've been. So for me, there's nothing to get excited about. Nothing. When I see the people the povo that are living in Zimbabwe and putting up with this abuse day in and day out for 37 something years, when I see them en masse, which means from Beitbridge to Chirundu, from Plumtree to the Mozambican one, I can't remember it now, okay? When they paralyze that country and there is nothing that any ZANU-PF food can do that is going to frighten them, that's the time that I say, right, now Zimbabwe's ready. But until then, these little scuffles and these little things and the international community slapping wrists and, I mean, Trump signing that thing, okay? All he saw was white farmers threatened and he, the white, and he signed it, okay? He don't know the first thing about what that's about. And I don't agree with any of that cuck anyway, okay? Because the only people that suffer, and they've been doing that for I don't know how many years, is the povo. The big wigs that these things are going after don't suffer. Mugabe never suffered once. He lived in Singapore for medical treatment. His wife went shopping all over the world in the most expensive places. Okay? So it never stopped them doing a thing. And it's not going to happen again. And what's going to happen is the people are going to go more into the hole, and so for me, that thing, I'd like to set it alight under the US government's eyes, in front of their faces. Because to me, it's a coward's way of dealing with somebody you don't agree with. You know, there's a little saying, okay? And it rings so true. You keep your friends close and your enemies closer. You want to influence somebody, you work from the inside. You don't sign a piece of paper and make a whole lot of unreal garbage things, okay, that nobody's going to take any notice of anyway. And the only people that are going to pay for that are people that are thousands and thousands of kilometers away from you that you don't have to face, okay, when they can't feed their kids, when they can't educate their kids, when they can't have medical care, when they haven't got a job. I've got 2 nephews, full grown, one's married with 2 children. He's never held a proper job in his life. Okay, but you don't have to face those people. My sister, who's just a teacher, who's now on pension, has to fork out for everybody. But you don't have to face those people when you sign those snotty little fricking papers. No, you don't have to face my sister, who hasn't got the money to pay for Tafara to go and have his yearly checkup. Okay, the neuro guy in Harare, because the medical aid won't pay for it anymore because they stole the money blind from the medical aid. Okay, so he hasn't been for 2 years now for his checkup on his brain. Okay, and he's got grand mal seizures and all sorts of things. So you don't have to face them when you stand there and you sign a snotty little piece of paper. We do.
All right. Sally, yeah, it can become very emotional, you know, when you start talking about the suffering of relatives back home and, you know, with these things happening.
Only relatives. There are people worse than that. People that are suffering even more than that, okay? While you sit in your air-conditioned office there, okay, signing some stupid bloody piece of paper, you don't know the effect that it's having on the people on the ground. It doesn't affect those snobs, those ones that have got the money, Mnangagwa and all of them. It doesn't affect them. It never affected Mugabe and his cabal. Now you think it's going to affect Mnangagwa? No. Damn it, man. These people, seriously, people must think.
All right. Sally, with that note, we will take a short musical break. We'll be back exactly after 3 minutes. Zimbabwe, don't go nowhere. I want to hear from Sekuru and I want to hear from Chief Sosi what they make about this whole Tendai Biti debacle. And then we'll see what we can do.
This is a disclaimer. The opinions expressed by contributors during radio call-in shows are solely those of the individual callers and do not reflect the opinions of Zimnet Radio, DJs, presenters, managers or administration. Listeners are encouraged and advised to seek the services of qualified professionals for their personal problems.
In touch with the best online station, Zimnet Radio.
Make the whole world know about your business. Advertise with Zimnet Radio. Email marketing@zimnetradio.com.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome. You are listening to DJ Sodza live on Zimnet Radio. You're listening to Zimbabwe's finest radio station, broadcasting worldwide. Zimnet Radio, the people's choice.
Alright, this name is Zimbabwe, 9 minutes gone after the hour of 9. For some of you, Mangamusina Kuterera, I just said on top of the show that look, this is the last show that I'm presenting. In any, I'm going. And what's happening is, I don't know if someone is going to take over the show, but as of now, nobody has told me this and this, so and so is going to take over the show. So let's enjoy the time. We've got an hour to go. Mkoma Tichi, you said that you want to correct us on what why it went to Zambia. What did you want to correct us there?
I just want to position exactly the way it was framed by MDC as BT was doing this asylum claim. BT went on some mission on behalf of MDC, or was on some mission on behalf of MDC, and was trained. If you heard Tabanipov speak at this press conference, he's saying all the lawyers that are in the team that is making the petition for the electoral outcome are being trailed and being harassed by people that are just following them around and making sure that they are known where they live, their families are known. You know, instances like someone picking up a child in school, finds this car without number plates waiting for you, follows you halfway, and then it disappears. You know, those kind of things. Just timid things.
Yeah.
And she apparently has been told that he's going to be arrested and detained until the petition either fails to go through until after it has gone through. So he has been hiding from one place to another.
What happened?
We can't hear. Your line is fading. We can't hear. Can you repeat what you said, please?
Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Someone else said something interfering with the system. Anyway, when he decided to go to Zambia, he was going to go there lawfully. But the same trailing that we were saying was happening, where strange people would follow him and disappear. And the team, the legal team, if you listen to the press conference that Tabani Mpofu, before even all this debacle came about, he highlighted that they were being harassed and followed around. So when we got to that side, realizing that next thing is either going to be captured or whatever is going to happen, decided at the one-stop shop to then go to the Zambian side and then say, I'm seeking asylum. So one, he was getting himself attention. Two, he was self-protecting. He wasn't going to Zambia to seek for asylum. He has no reason to do that. If anyone has followed this divorce case, Tendai Biti has a portfolio of multi-million-dollar properties in Zimbabwe. I can't see him having won his own seat, deciding that I'm not going to go to Zambia. He is not Chamisa who would lose his presidency. He's going to remain a member of parliament. Biti had more to lose by seeking asylum than not. So I don't think Biti was seeking asylum, but it became expedient to say he is asylum for himself. If you think about it again, we go back to that same naivety that we're talking about, whereby we just swallow line, hook and sinker without appreciating the reality. And as I have said to you, Biti's whole family, his mother, highlighted so many times in news as being harassed, are all in Zimbabwe, his brothers, etc. But more importantly, his personal assets and his own election victory is in Zimbabwe. He has no reason to be seeking asylum. If you think about it, it's more and more of the Zimbabwe political theater at play.
Okay, wow. Thank you so much, Mkuma Teach, for that. Ndakuzwa kuna Sekuru. Sekuru muripo here? Hello, Sekuru. Sekuru, are you there? You see. Tosaka chida utanga kutaura na Sekuru first, because mukawanonokera so wanenge wakuita zvimwe zviya izvi zvawanenge wakuita. Right. Anyway, pana mboona Sekuru here apo. Ndiani adzinga Sekuru? Is it you, Sal?
What did I do to Sekuru?
Yeah.
What did I do?
Yeah, Sekuru is now quiet there.
You never know.
Because you're saying you're on bad mood, I think that's why.
No. He's most probably fallen asleep. He'll be awake now.
Yeah, so I should blame you for that.
Yeah, and blame me. That's nothing unusual.
Right, okay. No, that's okay. Let me see
You'll come back.
Yeah, you come back. Let me see if I can get Chief Soshi as well on, because I wanted to hear from him about this story, really. I don't know where Wapepe is. Sekuru, hello?
Yo, Mzukuru.
Yeah, Morisei.
Chiri kungodona chinhu chichiri kundinetsa.
Alright. Sekuru, nyaya Tendai Biti, what's your take on it? You know, what happened here?
Biti akafanana nouyu anonzi Boris Johnson uno.
Right.
Unongoita zvinongoita kuti apinde mumaheadlines, whether zviri right or wrong, vanongozviita, anongopedzisa apinda mumaproblems nekusatavira ngoma, anokurumidza kukachirira. Saka iko zvino akakachira zvinhu zvakazomunetsa, because akataurwa kuti usataura maresults zvavangamboita gore riya. Ndobva amataura maresults acho zvakaizvi. Apa waitaura maresults asati atombopera kuvhota, vanhu vasati vatombotaura kana nhamba dzataurwa.
So this is a serious crime?
kuti kuita serious inoita serious nenyaya yekuti muzimbabwe zvinhu serious hazvisi serious kune dzimwe nyika.
Are you telling me kuti dai kwekuri kunoku Jeremy Corbyn oti just before the election oti with the looks of the opinion vote and whatnot we are going to win this election, we have already won this election, he will be prosecuted?
Hapana unotombochoka kuti ataura chii.
But why can't it say this in Zimbabwe?
muZimbabwe ndizvakataura kuti zvinhu zvinoitika muZimbabwe hazvisi normal nedzimwe nyika. Ivo vanhu vacho vavana miti vachivawo members of parliament vakaverenga mutemo wacho pasi Sodza pakanyorwa kunzi haudaidziri, vakatoti hatidaidziri, handisi tovaireve chii.
Okay, right. So, imemi sekuru muchiona nyaya, Mukoma teacher have explained a lot. I don't know if you've been listening about this whole thing. Do you really think kuti went to Zambia in an intention of seeking asylum? Kana kuti murukuti zvekutaurwa na Mukoma teacher ndo zvakaitika zvekuti, you know, it was just on the spot, wakangofunga on the spot because anga atoendawo zvake to do some other business there.
Kuti ave nemazuva akati wandei asingazikani kuti ari kupika muZimbabwe.
Yes.
Achingotiza. Saka kana akanga aendawo kuZambia nezvimwe zvaakanga avinga vake zvinogona kuitika, asi chokwadi chete kuti zvinoratidza sokunge vakanga vabuda vakati wandei vari kunoita kutiza something. Yeah.
All right. Okay. So maybe muchiona nyaya yacho mukuti hapana nyaya apa ndibita ari kungoita zvaBoris Johnson zvekuda kutsvaga attention.
Nyaya chaiyo hapana muzvikuru. Nyaya ingasungirwa munhu zvokuti vangatoita maheadlines nyika yese yekuti mapusa angatogavhara kudare kuti toda kusunga munhu akataura mari zvawo asati ave nemari zvawo nyaya dzinoitika dzavasingaiti seizvozvo pakanzi uyu waabhudaktiwa ane bhodhi yakavharwa here.
Right. What about nyaya dzekuti vamunangagwa vabude vachitaurayo kuti handii ndazointervena ukoko kuti vabiti wapuwe bail? I mean, is that does that sit well with you?
Kumwe kutaura kwacho zvakafanana nokunyira pogona, kunonzi kunyira pogona nevanhu vekuMarawi. Because nyaya yacho ndeyekuti munangagwa ukatarira matwitter acho ari kuti panamba 2 achakutaura kuti nobody is above the law. But atanga ati ndau dzamakoti kuti vasachengetedza mutungwa muutapu. Saka ukazobvunza kuti zvino kana achiti nobody is above the law, anenge achireva naiyewe here sezvo ariye ane simba rokupisa vanhu.
Saka kana aine simba rekuburitsa vanhu umu ane simba rekuendesa munhu imomo futi, isn't it? So what's the point of having the courts?
Exactly. Hakona kutombotaura zvo muvhunzi wakagosha chaita zvawavhunza kuti what's the point, asi kuti haana here simba zvaanoti hapana munhu ari above the law. Iye uri kuita zvinhu zvinenge zviri above the law wani. Kana ari kukwanisa kuti munhu ngaaende muchitokisi kana kusaenda muchitokisi, mutemo watomira pasaidi ka, nokuti mutemo uwoyo unofanira kunge uchida kutsanangurwa nekoti dzedu.
Alright. Sekuru, thank you so much. Nditakuenda pana Chief Soswe, but ndisandaenda pana Chief Soswe. Teterosi.
Yes.
Teterosi, and today a very short answer from you. because I know you might be the right person to ask this question. Kuna warikubvunza kuno kuti BT had some people with him when they got into Zambia. Now, where are these people?
Actually, one of them was picked up, was actually taken to the court as well.
Together with BT?
I think it was like 3 of them actually were arrested, were with him, and they were saying that they were taken to court as well. And then there were 2, they said there were 2 lawyers who were tailing the military police on the way back. Those were the ones who were beaten up and their tires slashed.
Right.
So I don't know what happened to those guys.
You don't know what happened to those guys, whether they are still...
But I read somewhere where it said there was there was at least 2 or 3 people were arrested with him.
But who are these people?
Apparently there were lawyers. The Honorable MP Wekupi. I actually forget who is the MP Wekupi.
And
but
do we know why?
But one of them was it. Huh?
Yeah. Do we know why it was traveling with these people? Because if someone tells me they are his personal bodyguards, I can understand. But if they were just other people, maybe they are friends or something like that, why were they traveling with BT?
It's very unclear why BT was heading into Zambia. And and what's even strange is the fact that even Asylum BT a few months ago was actually insulting the president of Zambia. So it's actually strange that he would actually even seek asylum in Zambia. So I am more inclined to believe that what he was saying to him, maybe he was on his way to business somehow, or or some, and the opportunity. Because I don't see this as something bad for BT. I see this more as, a positive outcome for BT.
Wow.
An opposition, the opposition narrative. Because one of the things is, after you think about it, if opposition were to go to court and the way, like Teach was explaining, these cabals, they're going to court and it's already a foregone conclusion. Just based on the judgeship and everything there. You look at how things look now. Things look very different now. So even if they don't do well in the court, the story of who this current government has been told.
Yeah. Basically, there's no rule of law. Thank you so much, Chief Sose.
Yes, DJ.
My brother, I want to hear from you on this whole Tendai BT debacle. Where do you stand on this? I'm hearing a lot of things here. Mkoma Teach went at very length to explain even in courts why Mnangagwa would intervene and all that, because all his people are running the show there.
Yes, it's unfortunate that at the panel we have people who criticize the opposition when they do something, and we also have people who criticize the opposition leaders when they don't do something. In this case, we have our opposition leaders taking initiative and doing something about the situation, in our country. And it's unfortunate that we have Manamkoma Wilbert, heaping all the blame on Tendai BT. It's very unfortunate. I personally was one of the first people to congratulate Honorable BT in person, together with Honorable Yepmo Chidziwa, for the initiative that they took. All these things started with the press conference that BT had when he, as they alleged, as NPF alleged, when he prematurely announced the results and declared the opposition winners. That was very strategic. I'm proud of the opposition that we are always being told that we have no strategy. this was a strategy. That press conference triggered everything. There was no way these court cases and anything else that was going to come after that were going to be meaningful if they were just court cases, being initiated by leadership. They had to be the element of the people of Zimbabwe. And the only way to get the people of Zimbabwe involved was to get them in the streets. Unfortunately, people ended up getting killed. But what Tendai Biti did with that press conference, where he declared Nelson Chamisa the winner, or opposition the winner of the election, was very strategic. Firstly, he sort of incited the people, got the people excited that they were winning, which means he was actually, initiating an opposition narrative. And to me, that there was nothing wrong with that press conference. It was just as good as the tweets we were seeing from ZANU-PF members who were saying we are winning, we are walloping the opposition. But of course, now we had the opposition not waiting, for defense. We had the opposition going into the attack, and PT declaring Chamisa the winner. And I can tell you with authority that he wasn't far from the truth. Because what happened was, when results before the election, there is an organization, an NGO. I will not mention the name. And I am friends with one of the guys who was in the command center for that NGO. They deployed agents, they deployed people at each and every polling station. And those people at those polling stations who were acting as polling agents were sending results to this organization. So these guys were getting results in real time. They were getting all the results in real time. I was getting the results in real time. The opposition won the election. There is no doubt about it. So what Tendai Biti did was just tell what was there before ZANU-PF did what it does best. And to me, that was crucial. That narrative had to be out there to the people, because otherwise the people would never have known. I would have known because I was seeing the result. But anyone else outside those people, or anyone else who had access to that information, would never have known.
All right. Chief Sose, I know I'm such a pizza kutaura nenyaya dzatendai Biti apa, but I'm very intrigued actually. Kana muri kutaura imimi kuti you do know that Nelson Chamisa won the election. Does MDC Alliance have all the V11, which, if we put all the V11 that they've got there, Nelson Chamisa beat ED. Do MDC Alliance have that information?
They have some of the information they don't have. And it's explained by the situation that I explained in Mount Darwin, that happened in Mount Darwin, that people were being chased away from polling stations. Yes, we know that MDC Alliance didn't have agents at other polling stations, but there were also issues like the ones that I alluded to, that polling agents were being chased away by ZANU-PF people. And when that happens, then you will not have a V11 form. And as I am speaking, ZANU-PF has been hunting down people in the rural areas who still had V11 forms, demanding them from them, and even forcing some people to sign new V11 forms. That's ZANU-PF. That's what it does. So, I mean, what the opposition did was just try to be, on top of the situation and be ahead of ZANU-PF for once.
No, Can
I add something, DJ Sodza? And what people need to understand is Yes, you know, people focus a lot on the political parties. With my political parties, my agents. Like Chief Shoshi said, there were people who were actually collecting results and sending them in real time, because I was also getting that. So there were other people who collected those V11 forms who were not even a focus, who people were not focusing on, because they were not part of a political party. So MDC has also managed to get some of those V11 forms from those people that no one even knew who did. They were collecting forms.
Okay, all right.
Yeah. So DJ, let me continue. Let me finish off. So personally, I'm very confident of what the opposition is doing and what it has done, and I'm proud of people like Tendai Biti, and I'm also very confident of the court case that is there, and they might not have all the V11 forms, but they really don't have to have all of them, because they don't have to prove beyond reasonable doubt that Mnangagwa stole the election. They just need to prove that there were irregularities. And those irregularities, if they can reduce Mnangagwa's win to less than 50%, then it's game on. Then we have to have a runoff, you know. And that margin is not huge. That margin will need just, you know, a couple of thousands or hundreds of thousands of those V11 forms, because ZANU-PF, as we are speaking, it's interfering with witnesses. It's interfering with the evidence. So they might, because of that as well, not get all the evidence that they want. But what they have right now, it's enough to overturn what Mnangagwa has. And I think we might even see a lot of embarrassing issues come tomorrow as this situation unfolds. I'm told there are even videos where Chigumba was crying, where Chigumba was telling them that, you know, this margin, you know, it's just too big, and she was being told that you have to do it, you just have to do it, and there are videos, you know, to that effect. That's why the MDC Alliance really wanted these court cases to be done, you know, publicly, so that everyone will be seeing, the world will be seeing, the international community will be seeing.
Right. So it hasn't been granted that, you know, freedom of.
They have refused. They have refused. But I can guarantee you, I've been talking to some people who will be getting all the information as it comes during the court cases. People I have been talking to.
Wow. Okay.
Sodza, point of clarification.
Yes, Baba.
Nyaya yekuti MDT nema-V11 ese here kana kuti haina, kana kuti any other party,
yes,
even monitor or promoter or all these do-gooders, non-governmental organizations, is neither here nor there, for the simple reason that this is how election results in Zimbabwe are collected and announced. When every polling station closes, the votes are counted and allocated to each contesting candidate. And those votes are taken to the constituent command center, where they are then collected all together so that a member of parliament can be declared at the constituent command center. And at the polling station, the agents would have left V11 outside the polling station. All the polling stations are not permanent structures, and most of them are no longer there. So the court is not going to stay with that, because there will be a carbon copy that goes with the ballot papers to the constituent command center. And when the election for the constituency at the constituent command center is done, the ward councillor or ward councillors are announced. The member of parliament is announced, and they on the spot declared duly elected as from that date on. It's not ZEC head office. All that ZEC did was just being ceremonious announcing all the other results. The real result that ZEC do is the national presidency, because that's the only result that is collected nationally at ZEC head office. All the other results, every party and anyone who follows our elections has already got them because they were there at constituency level for the person that won the vote to be declared duly elected by the chief elections officer of the constituents. And then it's to the provincial command center, where they are collected for the popular vote for the province to just show who won the popular votes in terms of the political parties contesting. But more importantly, collecting the total number of votes for the presidency. And then the V20, V11 and V23s for the province are then done and sent to ZEC head office. And every province will do the same. All ZEC had to do is to take those figures, put them on a spreadsheet, come up with the arithmetic winner. That's it. ZEC really, at the end of the day, has no figures of them counting anything. So the result that, or the information that MDC are challenging in Nkoma is based on actual ZEC returns. They are not disputing the returns because they can't really dispute them without doing a recount of the ballots. They are saying even by the V11 from the polling stations to constituency level to provincial level don't relate to what ZEC announced.
Okay.
That they are saying ZEC announced fake results against their own system. The result from their own polling station, the result from their own constituent station, the results of constituent command, and the results from their provincial command. More importantly, Nkoma said without taking too much time, what you need to understand is that at polling station, the people that were counting the ward councillor, the constituent MP, and the presidential ballots are exactly the same teams. So if for instance, you and Sekuru and Nkoma Tawanda, we're running your constituents at your polling station, you would have the results for that. You'd have the result for that polling station specific. You'd have first the presidential results, the member of parliament results, and the councillor result, the ward. So that's the V11 that you make. And when you do that V11, what do you do with it? You stick it on the ballot boxes, and you take the ballot boxes with that V11 on top of those ballot boxes, and a copy for the constituent command, and it of the same, exactly the same. And then you take one copy and you stick it outside the polling station. Hakuna ma V11 that would sing, and they make the police, because all the V11, even if polling station had 4 boxes, the result will be on the box, or by law they are required to be on the box. So hakuna ma V11 are missing. MDC are challenging the national count yakazoitwa, the allocation of votes. A lot of times they are saying figures for the opposition will be transposed and be given to ZANU-PF. So if they win this challenge and ZANU-PF wants to defend it, a sampling of ballot boxes can actually be done to go and see if the sealed ballot boxes have not been unsealed. And if they are still sealed, they have to match the new V11s that ZANU-PF or ZEC manufactured. That's the challenge.
Wow. So how do you see this going?
The point is right now, Britain, which is running the Lacoste government, and a lot of people want to run away from this fact, is not going to allow Chamisa to take over now when they've worked against him, because they don't know what is going to happen. A lot of diplomatic shuttle has been happening between Britain and the Mnangagwa government, and a British PR company is running the re-imaging of Mnangagwa. the British ambassador and diplomats virtually, literally work in the president's office. They've got all areas pass. They go whenever they want. British ministers, when they come within hours, another go give them an appointment. Unlike Mugabe, who you'd have to wait a day or two before you can see him. So you have a situation right now where a world power, in that sense, is invested in keeping Mnangagwa there. You go back to what I said to you, that it will be easier to Tranyirira, MDC and Chamisa, Tranyirira ZANU-PF in the Mnangagwa. This is the problem of geopolitics. So we end up with a situation where Chamisa can be seduced, even to Matoki position in the top.
Okay. Hold on. Mark.
Yeah, sorry, I might be in a noisy place. I don't know if I should mute my mic. Can you hear me?
Yeah, there's quite a lot of noise though there. Could you mute your mic once Nkomatichi is finishing, then we'll come back to you.
Okay.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, I don't want to take too much time, but I just wanted to clarify that is by law, the V11 from polling station to national are required. But all these polling agents would have to go from a 1 day, 2 day courses that I in there. And opposition and up, but agents are going to V11. That's nonsense. The V11 is on the box. It is what says where that polling station is, who the polling agents were, which parties participated, what their results are, and that V11 must match the ballots that are in that box and the stubs on the ballot the ballot stubs or the ballot books, and the number in that ballot box is the total of that polling station must match the number of the registered voters of that polling station. Voters are registered by polling station in Zimbabwe. So if that polling station has 1 or 2 satellites within it, all the satellite and the main polling station numbers must match the number of registered voters for that polling station. And that's very important to understand. For that polling station, if the number for that polling station exceeds anything, even if the number overall for the constituent is within the range of the total number of registered voters, then it means that polling station has got more voters than registered on it. And that's where the challenge is. And for them to have been able to really reconcile that and put it all together, they've been shipped. That's why all this harassment, havana confidence about what they're doing. It's why they're harassing these guys. But if they were confident, they will match the number of registered voters per polling station. Because that is the critical part in come. And because you find where Mnangagwa was winning, he was winning by astonishing numbers, way above his MPs and opposition losing candidates. The total number of the presidential ballots would become more than the total number of the member of House of Assembly ballots. Yet it's from the same team, same stamp books, same polling boxes, same polling agents. And certainly, same people, same team, same counting. And the V11, you'd expect that whatever the result of the presidency, when put together, they will match the results of the parliament, which should match the results of the ward, including spoiled papers. So when you add together winning and losing candidates and spoiled ballots, you should have an equal number for the ward council. When you count the number of the MP, for the winning MP and the losing MPs and the spoiled ballots, you should have exactly the same number, because it's the same number of voters that cast their ballots, and each voter was being given the 3 ballots. So the numbers should always match. There's no reason why the numbers should not match. If 5,000 people voted per that polling station and that vote was split between 10 parties plus the spoiled ballots, we still should see 5,000 ballots spoiled and cast, regardless of who the winner is. Same thing at ward, same thing at a member of parliament, same thing at president. That's what MDC are challenging. They're not worried about all these stuffing boxes. We know that happened as well, but they stuffed in a way that the mathematical equation does not longer relate to what was declared at constituent level and what was declared nationally.
Wow. Okay. Aywa. Tatenda zangu kuma teach ne explanation yenyu ya mapa. Right. It's 13 minutes before midnight. I just want to go around to everyone there. Mkoma Wilbert. Mkoma Wilbert, are you there?
Yes, I'm here.
No,
but I'm here.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, we've run this pre-election and now it's post-election, and really, just for conclusion of what we have seen in the past month or two, what's your final words?
I just wanted to help Soshe there, Chief Soshe. I think he's failing to understand what free, fair, and credible elections are all about. One of the fundamental requirements, for instance, in our case here, is that you should have a voters' roll that everybody should be able to verify, that you should have the confidence that anybody who is qualified to vote was given the chance to register to vote, and if they want to vote, they will vote. In this particular case, by the opposition going into these elections without a verified voters' roll, it meant ZANU-PF was open to tamper with it and therefore rig the elections. And to say that people who allow that to happen are heroes is to miss the point completely. So this is one of the problems with our opposition. They don't seem to understand the fundamental requirements of free, fair, and credible elections. And they seem to think they're doing us a favor by allowing ZANU-PF to rig the elections. They're challenging the result now, like everybody is saying here. They may get it, they may not get it. But that is besides the point. We don't want to be in this chaos. Zimbabwe deserves a lot better. We want to run an election where everybody will be able to say, yeah, I'm happy with that. But it was open and it was done fairly. We don't want a situation where the ruling party had many advantages over the opposition. Some of the things that were noted by the international observers, this issue of ZANU-PF having incredible access to resources. ZANU-PF candidates were bought new cars, and yet the opposition are struggling to feed even their election agencies. And we know some of the cases you find with big hospitals like Midlands, the Gweru Hospital, who serviced the whole of the Midlands. They struggle to have a working ambulance. There is no money to keep a working ambulance. And yet, all the Midlands MPs, the ZANU-PF, had new vehicles. All the ZANU-PF senators, candidates had new vehicles. All the chiefs in the Midlands had new vehicles. If you got that money for all that, how come you can't even get in the provincial hospital to have a working ambulance? This is what we are talking about. This is where the reforms have got to come in and say we want a transparent system that allows everybody to have meaningful access to resources and have meaningful elections. And that is what we want. And for somebody to keep on going ahead with elections like this and then think they're doing us a favor, it's lamentable. It's really a pity that we keep explaining to people like Chief Soshe there, and he can't get it down his head. It's really disappointing there.
All right.
Yeah, let me say my last words, DJ, while I'm responding to Wilbert.
Okay.
Mkoma Wilbert is just trying to be clever by half. I did not say anything about reform. In fact, if there is anyone here who can talk about reforms, I'm one of them. I'm a champion of reform. I wanted reforms to be done. So I did not challenge him on the issue of reform. I was talking to him, I was alluding to the issues that he raised about Tendai Biti, that Tendai Biti did wrong by saying I'm going to go into this struggle and I'm going to die, and then he was blaming him for running away. And blaming Tendai Biti for the mayhem that happened in Harare. And I'm saying, Tendai Biti did what he had to do. And we are all where we are right now today in opposition because of what Tendai Biti did. That was what I was referring to. And for Tendai Biti, I mean, even if someone was to say he's a coward, or even if someone would say whatever you want to say, like what Wilbert is saying, it's very unfortunate because you don't want to be a dead hero. And if you are a leader, you are more useful to your people, to the people, if you are in front leading, not when you are in jail and not when you are dead, And in a struggle, it's also very strategic for you to take 5 steps back or even to run away so that you recover and come back with better ideas or you reinforce yourself. So running away, what Tendai Biti did, going to Zambia or whatever, to me, I know it was very strategic. He did it strategically. It was part of the plan. Unfortunately, Wilbert is not seeing it. He's seeing and labeling Tendai Biti, as a coward, as a deserter, or as a person who was trying to run away from the struggle. Far from it. What Tendai Biti has achieved from the day he had that press conference, and then from what happened in Harare, and from the day he ran away or he tried to go and seek asylum in Zambia, of all the places, he could have gone anywhere. He could have walked into the U.S. Embassy. He is an internationally acclaimed, recognized figure. You would have gotten it. You would have gotten asylum right there in Harare. Unfortunately, Wilbert is not seeing, So don't try to push me where I didn't criticize you. I am with you on reform. I was there when reforms were started. I was there when NERA was formed. I was one of the first people who was at the forefront of the formation of the National Electoral Reform Agenda. So I know what we're talking about when we're talking about reform. And I was there on this radio congratulating Nelson Chamisa when he was saying there will be no election. And I was also one of the first people who criticized Nelson Chamisa or the Alliance when they cancelled the last demo before the elections, which was supposed to demand for those reforms, because I am passionate about reform.
All right. Okay. Thank you so much. Sekuru muripo ile kana tumakotsira. Okay. Mkoma GV3.
Mkoma Sodza.
Yes baba. Mafona mune 2 cents dzenyere dzamuda kutaurira.
Tidangotaura zvekutaurwa na Mkoma Tichiro na Chief Sose zvinhu. Wilbert achaita saamoyo manje maitira akuita.
Okay.
Politics mune ma-strategy. Hazvichati zvongoita zvedirect zvavaisiita zvavachibondera. Ndosaka vakuita ma-strategy ari kutaurwa. Zvekuti ma-reforms zvamukoma Wilbert vakatoona kuti akatadzika ma-reforms. Saka vakati ndeipi strategy yatogona kumbopinda nayo really different from what we have been doing. But mukoma Wilbert varingofunga kuti vanhu vari kutengesa nyika ayo. Havasi kumbotengesa nyika. Itori strategy yakaitwa Mukoma Sodza imondudzwa kuti munhu anobuda pabhodha sei pane ma-CIO emini ma-CID zvakamboitika kupi kuZimbabwe mini. Hamutiona kuti chero vakomana vacho vatoriwo behind Tendai Biti wacho vamuregedza achikrosa. Anodarika kupi nemota yake nemaroadblock mashoma arimwe umo mhandi anova kutoziva kuti ari kuuya.
Saka muri kutaura kuti this was all kind of planned. There is some strategy going on here.
Sodza kana muchimboziva pabhodha pakangosvika munhu anenge achizikanwa nevanhu anenge atodedzerwa ndinhingirikini ari mumotomo ndinhingirikini ari mumotomo handi mukunzwa asati atombopinda kana kudhindisa pasipoti yake kana kuita sei. Saka zviyezvo yakaitori strategy wachero vakomana vacho vari kushandiswa vamwe vatori behind munhu iyeye handimaona
zvitsotsi
vanongoti isu titori kumasure kwekusure chaiko chaiko havatori kumberi
shona yenyi
kushure kwekumashure ndatenda zvako mukoma wangu
vamoya muna kukwanisa kuzovaunza sei
Vamoyo, he said he was meeting Philip Chiangwa on the Kutonga Kwaro, dancing and whining and enjoying the results, so he was busy.
MP
yeah. Sally, what's your last words on the election and the aftermath that we are seeing here? We haven't got much time, we've got 2 minutes.
In other words, Sally, shut up very quickly. Look, reforms, yes, they're brilliant, but reforms is not going to get rid of ZANU-PF. Reforms alone are not going to get rid of ZANU-PF. And they get rid of Mnangagwa, fine. You've got all the rest of them to follow, okay? The answer is to get rid of ZANU-PF. Finished, end of story. And reforms and ballot boxes are not the way that you're going to do it. Okay? You can put in 1 million, 5 million reforms. I can guarantee you ZANU-PF will find a way to win. I can promise you. And you can know that they've rigged. But there will be nothing that you can do about it. The answer is get rid of ZANU-PF. Until the people, and I'll say it again, from one side of the country to the other, hit the streets. And they mean it.
And they say enough is enough.
Yeah?
And
the people
and the life
that are suffering.
And the soldiers are deployed and people are killed.
Yeah, but you know what? You can only deploy so many soldiers and you can only deploy so many police. That's why I said you have to do it from one end of the country to the other at the same time. Look, just one little bit of history, okay? ANC vowed to make South Africa ungovernable. How did they do that? By one lot demonstrating here in Cape Town or one lot demonstrating up there in Josie? No. The whole country hit the streets. Yes, they died. But their freedom to them was way more important. They had nothing to lose. Okay? And they knew that they could only deploy so much army, and then there was depletion. And so much police, and then there was depletion. And that's how they did it. The people, not ANC, the people. No war or anything else. The povo of South Africa got the freedom. And that's what has to happen in Zimbabwe. The people that are suffering there day in and day out for 30, going on now 38 years, and still another 5 years on top of it. The people are the ones that have to get the freedom for the country. No political party, no political demagogue, no flash by wonder. The people, but they have to do it en masse, every single town, village, whatever. That's how it has to be done. Because you're not going to get rid of ZANU-PF by passing reforms. They'll find some way under it, around it, over it, through it, whatever. Haven't 37 years taught you that? Teachers warned us how many times? Teachers explained things to us how many times? Year after year after year. And what happens? We make the same mistakes again. We go down the same road again. We look at one person to save us. It's enough now. It's enough. The people must be the ones that get the power back, get their freedom back. They are the ones, not us. We can be there to back them up and help them and be there for support and stuff like that. Cool. But we can't solve the problems. A political party can't solve their problems. Look how MDC has been trying for how many years? And they're fighting the same stuff they've been fighting for all these years. ZANU-PF ain't going nowhere, my friends. I promise you. It's not going nowhere. They have to have the power. They have to. Their very livelihood depends on it. Their lives depend on it. You have to understand that. You have to accept that is reality. That is the reality. Nothing more than that. Nothing less than that. They have to be in power. Their lives depend on it. And until the people realize that and face the truth and reality, they will keep on suffering like they're even worse.
Right. Okay.
So, thank you, DJ Sodza. I want to thank you very much for all these years that you've given to us, and I thank you to each one of the guys on the panel. Sekuru and Titch have been there since the beginning. And thank you to all our listeners. And may your gods go with each and every one of you.
Fantastic. Mukoma Titch.
Yes, sir.
Anzi, I have a question for you, one of the listeners here. Anzi, I thought Justice Makarao was AWOL.
No, Justice Makarao is a judge of the Supreme Court. Who is talking that?
It's one of the listeners.
Justice Chigumba is still a judge of the High Court, although she's assigned to ZEC. And she's still a justice. It's a position defined by law, should be occupied by a person of the level of a high court judge or a senior lawyer. It's clearly stipulated in the Constitution in terms of the Second 12 Commissions. So Justice Chigumba is still a high court judge, but Justice Makaro was senior to Justice Chigumba. She's a judge of the Supreme Court.
All right. Okay.
She retired from ZEC. And you must remember, she's still the secretary as well of the Judicial Services Commission, Justice Makarao.
Okay. Thank you so much. Your final words there, I'm going to teach on the election and post-election there before we go.
What is very important as far as I am concerned in Commerce is that Zimbabweans will have to continue to learn as we go. If at the end of the day, as MDC failed to overturn the results, even though it's blatantly clear that there's so many irregularities and unreconcilable or irreconcilable figures of the actual results announced by ZEC. Zimbabweans need to continue to learn, because right now, the truth of the matter is that Chamisa did very well, given the way he came into this election by Guinea at MDC, and after the death of Morgan Tsvangirai, after MDC had been substantially reduced in Parliament, he did very well under the circumstances. The truth of the matter is that MPF has been stealing elections forever, and we continue to harp on about it. We know about it. We knew they were going to pull the first one again on this instance, because if people, as Nkoma Tawanda was saying, were being chased away in Mashonaland Central, I'm wondering where the MPs were, because at the Constituent Command Center, the MPs would be there personally, and at the Provincial Command Center, all the MPs of the province would be there personally. So what were they doing? Because this was their priority, to a point that Nkoma Tawanda with himself have to go out there to do something about it. So what were these MPs doing? Not supporting their polling agents. How are they expecting to win the election if they were not monitoring that as a matter of priority? What else were they doing? So it also says to me that the candidates, that the opposition had were of poor quality because they had no appreciation of the market of yeah. Because seriously speaking, the logistics food law is not a big issue that a local MP can pay to execute himself. So I'm pretty convinced that particular note.
Right. Andisikuziva kuti chii chakuitika. We can't hear now. Andisikuziva kuti ndiani ari kukonzeresa that now then. Right. No, I can't see. Right. It looks like it was Mkoma Tawanda actually. Yeah.
So anyway, so I was saying it makes no sense to say polling agents were being chased because that's where an electoral challenge starts, you know. So at that particular moment in time, local MPs, if they were in control of their polling agents via mobile phones, something that even poor parties and MPs were able to do, is to make sure that strategic people had mobile phones to take pictures and videos and WhatsApp them, or just to call if there is a problem. So these people can't be chased away in the whole party structure in Mashonaland Central, where big Bindura, and so on. There's more than plenty numbers of MDC supporters there that should have been mobilized already. You could even have had alternative teams on standby in the event that anyone is aroused or falls sick or dies, you know. They should have had this logistical arrangement in place. So I'm a bit concerned with that kind of ineptitude on the part of the opposition. That's why it was important for me to emphasize that as far as I know, the challenge is not about those things, because maybe they carte blanche to whatever they wanted in those constituencies. We must remember that by the time we went to elections, MDC had lost already 46 ward councillors by not fielding or because of the confusion that went on in their primary election. So my last word really is to try to emphasize that we have to continuously learn, and hopefully big lessons have been learned in this election. Come 2023, this time I'm sure I will be contesting. I was hoping to contest this year, but the coup put me off. So hopefully 2023, God willing, some of us will be there to be as exemplary about what needs to be done and what safeguards we need. And Mkoma Wilbert will probably have pushed some reforms through at that time. So that's all I needed to say, Mkoma. Thank you.
Right.
And Mufambisha,
Ngoma teach.
Right. Mkoma teacher, are you still there?
Something.
Yes, I'm here.
We couldn't hear you last time.
Oh, like that, the MP anga people. No, the MP was there. He's actually the one who called me and said, no, I wanna come to see my agent. After brought point. So he was on the ground. He was actually there.
That's better.
Yeah.
DJ Sodza, I've got a message from Jabu.
Yeah.
To read. Okay. First, he says we are suckers. Mnangagwa did not topple Mugabe to give power to Chamisa. Hell no. Then, secondly, he says, thanks to Sodza for such a great service to us all. We wish him the best and hope he will come back. From Jabu.
Oh, thank you. I think it would be unfair for me to do this. Tete Rosie.
Yes, DJ.
Yeah, the time manja haichaiti, but I hope you are going to be very brief there. Maybe your last words. I think everyone else have said them.
Yeah, well, I'm a citizen first, so the last thing for me to die is hope. So I'm hoping for the best against the odds. So I hope something comes out of this court case. Even just for me, just even survival of opposition in Zimbabwe. Just surviving, because I think with this new government that we have, it's going to be very difficult for opposition to survive. So if this is even a slight chance that somehow opposition gets to live another day for people to continue fighting for democracy in some way, I think that alone will be even a win for Zimbabwe.
Right. Okay. Thank you so much. Tete Mary Maskera say.
Tripa Magadio DJ Sodza.
Yeah, kuri say no view.
Kuri right. Topina look Leeds.
Oh, Leeds. Right. Okay. Let me just read some of the messages coming through here before you do. All right. Where do I start here? All right. Let me do this. As DJ, we're going to miss you. I hope you change your mind. Thursdays are not going to be the same. Vamwe taitotiza kubasa. All the best, my brother. That's one of the listeners writing. This one is saying, Mkoma Sodza, stay on with the program. Every week we look forward to it. We don't want you to leave. This one is saying, something. DJ Sodza, many thanks for hosting Men's Corner. Your name will be written in history for standing up for Zimbabweans on this program. Many thanks also goes to the panelists. Well done. That one. Right. Let me see this one. Blood pressure yangu is off the roof. Can't believe this is the last show. Right. All the best, Mkoma Sodza, in all your endeavors. It was a great show, and many thanks to all your panelists. Ndini Emmanuel Wachenuka. At long last, I have revealed my name. Wow. Lovely. Let's see if I can read something else. If I can find it. There's quite a lot of messages. Right, there. If the court turn the result, I will do a special edition with your panelists. That's Mkoma GV3 there. Okay. Right?
Oh, yes. Good.
That would be very good, Mkoma GV3. Right. Yeah, that's it. Tete Mary, you want to say something there?
Ndoda kutenda basa ramanga mchiita ndichitenda mapanelists aripo on air. Ndoda kutenda zveZimnet nemadjs takave nenguva yakanaka, but zvinorwadza kuti vanhu vanoparadzana kana kuti hamuchanzwa munhu futi paredhiyo, of which you were trying to make things work out. Makaramba muchingoenderera mberi neprogramu yenyu, programs kwanga kusisina. Takabatanidzwa tikasanganiswa nevanhu vakawanda nekuda kweZimnet Radio. Ndofunga inini ndakatanga Zimnet Radio 2012 until now. Tachingofamba hatina kumbotukana riri basa rakanaka ranga richiitwa pakati pevanhu vese vachishanda semhuri imwe chete. So ndatoenda kuLeeds kunotsvaga Sibo ari around. muone kushanda kwazvinoita kuti tinoitwa hama, masisters, mabrothers, vana baba, vana mai nekuda kwekusangana kwakanaka. Ende tinongotenda kuti kuda muchachinja mwoyo wenyu sekutaura kwaitwa nemumwe munyori kuti pamwe muchazouya futi paredhiyo. Saka pane kakorasi kandongoda ungoimba kekupedzisira kangori kashi. Tionane Mwari achida, tionane Mwari vedu vegani, tionane Mwari achida, kuwadzana tionane Mwari achida, tionane Mwari achida, tionane Mwari, tionane vedu vegani, tionane Mwari achida. Bye bye, tionane Mwari achida, tionane Mwari achida, tionane Mwari, tionane Mwari achida,
tionane.
Maita basa.
Maita basa.
2 seconds. Give me 2 seconds, DJ.
Right, but already.
DJ, inini ndangunzwa pamataura asimbonzwa zikonzero kana kuti pamazo yanzorevesa kuti ndo zviri kuitika. Ndanga ndichida ndichimbobuda nenyaya yekuti ndiri pabasa. I can't believe kuti you are living, and I can't believe kuti chirongwa chatoperera pano. Because to me, you are a comrade. You know, you were a part of this struggle. And unfortunately, the struggle is not yet over. I really hope, I sincerely hope, against hope, that you will reconsider. And maybe Zimnet Radio will also reconsider. We have become a family. You are a family now. And unfortunately, makwenda next week naitofuka mutaannounce kuti doro rangu riya razouya because riri kuuya next week rekubheja reworld cup. So please go and think about it and reconsider.
That's fine, Deboma. Thank you so much.
You know, it's backed by public demand. SOS.
It's a sad day.
Well done, my brother. That's one of my listeners. This one is saying that let me try and read this. For sure the struggle is not over. I concur with Chief Sose there. This one is saying that Shakespeare said parting is but the sweetest sorrow. Miss you, Machewe. All the best. DJ Sodza, in a nutshell, you gave us a voice to the voiceless, especially us in the diaspora. Thank you so much. Well done, Nkoma Sodza. Right, that's it. Right, okay, Zimbabwe, that's that. Tosangana kuseri kuseri. I'm always around, and where my contacts are. I'm always around, and if you want a chat, you've got my contacts. Like everyone is saying that it's become a really big show. I was talking to someone the other day and say, you know what, here in the UK, I've got a father. You know, if I am really in trouble down here, I've got Sekuru Birmingham. You know, it's just incredible. But we met on radio. Now I know everything there on Ambuya and all that. It's an incredible situation. So, you know, that's how it does. On a Saleh, if I go to South Africa, then I can never, you know, I can never sleep in the street. Yes, I can never sleep in the street, you know, so.
Only if I'm sleeping in the street, then you can come sleep.
So you see, it's a good family. So thank you so much, Zimbabwe, for your time. It's been really a great time. It's 20 minutes after midnight. Vamugapo wakati asante sana. Good night. We will see you kuseni.
Yeah man, unonza shinzi good Dubai, ushenda good Dubai. Yeta pana chiri good Dubai, good Dubai. Baby akutokera anoti good Dubai. Ungandite good, uchindi wata wai. Apana shindiro hata se good Dubai. Good Dubai, good Dubai. Itakuparatana tichiti good Dubai. Good Dubai, good Dubai. Apana shindiro hata se good Dubai. Good Dubai, good Dubai. Itakuparatana tichiti good Dubai. Good Dubai, good Dubai. Correct finger one day takuonana takuparadzana takuti kudubai sekuru mali kufa kureva takupesana but zvikundishamisa muri kuti kudubai. There is no good dubai kuti kudubai. Amunganditi good zvichendirwadza wai pamunoti good apadi kudubai saka ndakamuaa
Ladies and gentlemen, that is the Voice Entertainment. Stop messing around.
Itakuparadzana tichiti good Dubai. Good Dubai, good Dubai. Unonza chinzi good Dubai, uchenda good Dubai. Yeta pana chiri good Dubai, kuti good Dubai. Baby akudzokera anoti good Dubai. Unganditi good zvichendirwadza wai baby urundi akakureva takupesana but zvikundishamisa uri kuti good Dubai. Pamunoti good apadi good Dubai saka ndakamumaka inini good Dubai. Apana chinondirwadza sekuti good Dubai. Good Dubai, good Dubai. Itakuparadzana tichiti good Dubai. Good Dubai, good Dubai. Apana chinondirwadza sekuti good Dubai. Good Dubai, good Dubai. Itakuparadzana tichiti good Dubai. Good Dubai, good Dubai. Correct finger one day takuonana takuparadzana takuti good Dubai. Sekuru mali kufa kureva takupesana but zvikundishamisa muri kuti good Dubai. There is no good Dubai kuti good Dubai. Amunganditi good zvichendirwadza wai pamunoti good apadi good Dubai saka ndakamumaka inini good Dubai. Apana chinondirwadza sekuti good Dubai. Good Dubai, good Dubai. Itakuparadzana tichiti good Dubai. Good Dubai, good Dubai. Apana chinondirwadza sekuti good Dubai. Good Dubai, good Dubai. Itakuparadzana tichiti good Dubai. Good Dubai, good Dubai. Ayo kuso Tete nasmi afise respect King Max from the jungle. Kenny Mandevu